Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Hi guys, and welcome to today's episode. I am in the town of Stony Plain, Alberta, just a little bit outside of Edmonton. And the reason I'm here is that I just went to go look at a collection of die-cast cars and collectibles. And the fellow had been collecting for decades and has 500 of them. If you're not familiar with what a 1/18 scale die-cast car is, it's basically like a miniature replica of a vehicle. And they're like a foot, like the box is a foot square. It's pretty big. So 500 of those, taking up a lot of real estate. I used to sell this stuff years ago with Melissa. We used to have a store where we primarily sold these sort of cars, and they're not really made, they're not as common as they used to be. So when you come across a collection now, a lot of times these things, somebody who owns that particular type of car will try and find it, and they pay good money for it. The value's gone up. Needless to say, I just came from the bank because I ended up buying the entire collection. And I'm not picking it up today. I'm going to pick it up in a couple days. I'm going to get my truck and trailer all ready to go. But this is a massive amount of collectibles, and it's going to require that trailer and my truck to get it all moved. So this should be, I don't know, a big auction is what I'm thinking. That we'll wrangle it all together for a big auction, a collectible sale. So that's where I'm at right now. We're gonna go get the truck ready, get the trailer ready, and this video will show you what I ended up buying. But so you know what the process is. You get the money, and then the next call I make is to the auction house saying, hey, let's set something up, let's get a sale going. So don't have a date on that yet, hopefully soon. And I, on the other hand, have got to go back home and get my truck and trailer all ready to go because I've got a bunch of stuff to go pick up. So follow along in today's episode. Let's see what we find. I can't get my trailer out until tomorrow morning. If it wasn't actually a little bit warm out right now, I might be able to get it out right now. But the problem is this: mud. I've got it all over the place, and in spades, you might say. This was a freshly seeded lawn last year that was starting to grow in green, but it's also become the path to get back to the construction site. And with spring melt here, it's created some real problems for me. I put the trailers over there when it was hard ground and the snow was still there, but now that the ground softened up, I have to wait. I have to wait until this either dries out, which is going to be like probably a month from now, or until it freezes over again, which is actually going to be tonight. So first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to see if I can get over there without sinking in the mud and get that trailer out of there. But what a mess. I'll have to fix that as soon as the construction's all done. So next morning, the truck is warming up. It was like my kids were doing chalk drawings here yesterday. Okay. Let's see if this mud fest is a little bit more solid. I'm hoping so. Yep, I can walk on it. Hopefully I can drive on it and get out. Here goes nothing. Okay, it's out. It was a little touch and go. I did get stuck for a minute back there. It's super muddy, but it's out. I can continue on my merry way to go get those cars. All right, well, everything is loaded up in the trailer. I wasn't able to film myself pulling the stuff out of the fellow's house. Some people don't want their mug on the camera, which is fine. But you're not gonna believe the sheer quantity of stuff that I've got. My wife and I used to own a die-cast store, and I never, ever had this many die-cast in my store even. Well, maybe close, but I never had this many in my store, I don't think, at the same time. This is the biggest quantity of die-cast cars I think I've ever had. And some really neat stuff from what I saw from even just the loose things that were there. But let's get back to the house and we'll start sorting through it. All right, this is what I have done. I have bought cases and cases and cases full of collector die-cast cars. Of course, the first one I pick up is actually a really good one. It's a Superbird, or a Daytona, I should say. Cool. The other thing is, I've got to sort all this in inventory and get it ready and go through box by box to see what is inside. First, I got to get this stuff offloaded. There are a ton of boxes inside this trailer. Now, some of you might be asking, Alex, what are you thinking? It's 500 die-cast cars. How are you going to move it all? Like I said, there's going to be an auction sale. The cost of all this stuff, what do you pay for 500 118 scale cars? It averaged out to $20 a car. Now, that might sound like a lot of money. $10,000, it sounds like a lot of money. However, what you have to consider is that a lot of these cars were $50 to $60 each, brand new. And since they don't make them anymore, a lot of them are now worth $100 or $200 each. Now, the fellow I bought them off of knows exactly what the price is of these cars. He looked them up online. He knew that they were worth a lot of money. But because I took all of them, I was able to get the deal, quote unquote, of $10,000 because I'm assuming the risk and I have the job of trying to get my money back out of this stuff. But even if everything sold for $10 a car more than what I paid, that's $5,000 profit, and that's not nothing. So I'm not going to complain, and I'm not complaining. I'm going to get these loaded up. You can't even see me. I'm off camera right now because I'm getting this box ready. But I'm going to get this stuff loaded into the garage and start going through the boxes. And I have not gone through any of the boxes. Actually, that's not true. We went through one box, and from what I saw inside that one box, that's what made me decide to go after the whole deal, because they were dealership exclusives, they were limited editions, and they're all really decent vehicles, all with their original boxes for the most part. So I think this will end up being a good purchase, but only time will tell. My boys have come out to help me get the truck unloaded. Thank you, Jason. And thank you, Steven. And we are getting a very healthy pile going in the garage. Do you want to turn it the other way, kiddo? Just so it matches up, makes a nicer stack. There we go, thank you. I'm gonna get my dolly in there and keep on trucking. Oh my gosh. I have a mountain of cars. And I hope Mesa is kind of a low-end brand, so I hope there's not a whole lot of those in there. But let's try a box. Let's try a box. Let's see what's in here. Kanawana Lumina. Oh, it's a stock car. 118 scale NASCAR. Kanawa. Shows what I know. Probably some NASCAR fan at home is going, "You're saying it all wrong." I probably am. Okay, so we've got some NASCARs. Oh, there's a Ferrari. 1995 Ferrari hardtop. F50. And this is it's got a fancy little case. Top line collectibles. Chrysler Atlantic. Some of these are actually so detailed that they'll have upholstered interiors or like leather feeling interiors. The nice thing is it still has its original door enclosure tape on there, and the foam and the wrapping just like brand new. It seems like there's a little bit of everything. We've got NASCARs, we've got muscle cars. I was kind of looking, I peeked in this box. We got a Cobra. Moto Gear. Ford Legend Series 1 427 Cobra. It's got its certificate of authenticity, so 1 of 2,500 built. My dad's favorite car, Cobra. And there's another one there in red. These, I can tell these are older boxes. These are probably from the 1990s. They did this sloped, Ertl made this sloped box. Later they went to a completely square design. But what else do we have? 32 Ford. Got Look, I made a mistake and I covered up the box. That looks like the Highboy. Kind of neat. So you can see it was $51. Did you get a deal on it? $46.13. That's a very specific discount. Why not just make it 45 bucks or $46? Why the 13 cents? You'll only take a 10% discount. That's all I'm going to give. But super neat. And again, brand new in the box from the 1990s. These sort of things I should have no trouble selling. There's always a big draw for North American hot rods. There's a cool one, like the paint scheme. So it looked like he collects series. Too bad the box got a little bit of damage to it, but the car itself is absolutely perfect. I'm curious to know, let's see, inside some of these boxes, you've got a, what is that? 69 Plymouth GTX convertible. And it looks like sort of a special edition. Look, it has the original invoice from the Chrysler dealership in with it as well. Chicagoland Mopar Connection, Rock Valley chapter, 1999. So probably some limited edition stuff there. And I was looking, check this out. It's a Ferrari, but it's like a super chrome edition. Who even made this? Giel Toy. Look at that. Is vintage Ferrari in a special chrome finish. Is this a Ferrari as well? Be neat if I found one similar to the 330 I have. Well, that looks like an Aston Martin. But again, this special sort of chrome finish. That's likely a special edition vehicle. Is the box even marked? No, the box is just unmarked. Probably like a mail order thing or a special order thing. I like that Ferrari. Ooh, that's going to be a hard one to let loose, but it's super cool. I am a car fanatic, if you didn't know that about me from the cars that I've got in the garage. I love old cars, and most guys that collect these sort of die-cast cars love old cars too. It's nice when you find one of a car you have or have had. There's a 66 Carmen Ghia. Volkswagen stuff's always popular. 70 El Camino SS 454. Oh my goodness, there's some good stuff in here, guys. Some really good stuff. And I have all these boxes to go through. 500 cars. It's going to take me a while to go through, but what fun. What a joy this will be. Look, this whole corner of this box is Camaros and Firebirds. A 69 SS 396. You got another one there in red, limited to 2,000 vehicles made. How many of these survived in the original packaging? Who's to say? There's another Z28. There's a 96 Firebird Trans Am. What else do we have? 63 Corvette Stingray. 69 Camaro, another Z28 in black. This is one of those sort of collections where I think he collected cars, but collected almost every color of the same car. So you've got quite a bit of variety here. Super cool. This is actually my brother-in-law Patrick's favorite car, this rear split window Stingray, which I don't blame him. It's a cool car. Boy, oh boy. Check this out. 1949 Mercury lead sled hot rod. Underneath it, we've got a 69 Dodge Super Bee. And I love that it's given like sort of the basic steel rims with no hubcaps. Like it means business. And a 67 Chevelle L78. And of course he had to get the 67 Chevelle L78 in a different color. This one has the vinyl top. Oh my gosh, there's some good cars in here. Of course, when you come across the NASCAR in these boxes, you really want to look for a good name. And there's almost, box is a little rough. There's almost no better name than Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Tony Stewart. So here we've got a Jeff Gordon. The box has a little bit of wear on it, but the car is absolutely pristine as brand new. Always somebody out there collecting Jeff Gordon stuff. And this was limited at the time. A lot of time has passed since then, so I'm sure there'll be a collector out for that. I was getting worried there'd be a little too much NASCAR, but then I open up some boxes and find stuff like this. 69 Plymouth GTX convertible, 64 Impala SS hardtop, a 70 Pontiac Trans Am in white and blue two-tone, and a 49 Merc. The other box I just put away also had 57 Chevy Nomad. Just so many great, cool cars. I I am gonna try and do probably about 100 cars a day. So inventory, lot, get ready, 100 cars a day. So in 5 days, I should be able to get through all this. But so far, I'm making pretty decent progress. I just hope the auction house has enough space for all this stuff when I start taking it over. This box looks like it has some European stuff in it, like a 1991 Bugatti. That's an unusual die cast. Or this 1990 Lamborghini Diablo. What do we have here? 84 Ferrari Testarossa. Love to see the classics like this. Well, this is kind of neat. Look at this. They're Coca-Cola Volkswagen buses. 2 of them, delivery. Drink Coca-Cola. Combi van, 1966. You got the Coca-Cola 1930s Ford. And there was a Volkswagen Beetle. Also advertising Coca-Cola. So these are good crossover pieces when you have something like this, because you're going to have somebody who collects Volkswagen stuff. You're going to have somebody who collects 1/18 scale cars, and you're going to have a Coca-Cola collector. So kind of a triple threat. What brand is this? It looks like it's Revel or something like that. Solido. You know, decent quality die-cast vehicle, and somebody's going to want that. I think it's cool. I think it's neat. But I had to be careful with what I'm hanging on to myself. Pretty much everything here has to go. But I'm sure there's going to be a couple that maybe might be able to find a home with me. Who knows? Here's a car. My brother Steve has this exact car. He doesn't have an AAR Cuda, but he has a 1970 Cuda in Hemi Orange sitting in his yard that needs restoration. And gosh, it would be nice to see that thing on the road again. His runs, it just needs restoration. Here's a little mini version of it. Maybe that'd be good inspiration for him to get his done. Sure, it'd be nice to see it on the road again. But what a cool die cast. Muscle cars always sell really well. So you find stuff like the 69 Roadrunner, 70 Chevelle SS, 454. There's a few of these. I think probably one of every color. Plymouth Prowler even. Short-lived kind of concept model that they put out. I guess I shouldn't say concept. It's like a concept car, but they did produce them. You see them every once in a while. Pretty wild car for a major car company to produce. But Chrysler was doing lots of interesting stuff back in the 90s and early 2000s. So that was not unusual for them. Neat thing though. Don't see many on the road now. Now that I kind of have an idea of some of the things that I have, it's time to get everything taken down to the auction. Now, I've done a couple trips already, and I'm actually working on one of my last trips here. But you won't believe how much space all this stuff takes up when it's laid out. It looks like a full-on store over there. Well, don't let me tell you about it. Let me show you. Let's head over to the auction. Well, I have been at this for a while now, but come check this out. Look at all the cars I have. Not just this rack, but look, it goes and goes and goes. This entire hallway, this entire back area of this warehouse is all die-cast cars that came from this estate. And having them out on display, it's pretty darn impressive. You know, it really reminds me of having a toy store again. But there's so many cool things that are discontinued that you just can't find. Let's do a little walkthrough, a little highlight tour of some of the best cars in this collection. Of course, you've got the UT or Auto Art branded Porsches, the 911 GT2s, the GT1s, they're all the race cars, Cosworths, the BMW 320i STWs. You've got Michael Schumacher, Benetton Ford, discontinued. All of these are pretty much discontinued. I really quite like this Volkswagen Michelin van. I think that's super cool. But there's a little something for everybody here. I mean, there's 32 Fords, there's Volkswagen Carmen Gias, 57 Chevys, lots of 55, 6, and 7 Chevys, Chevelles, Firebirds. Let's see, there's a Chevy police car even. Mustang GT500s, cute little Volkswagen Beetles. Actually, somewhere around here, I noticed, oh look, yeah, there's Army Jeeps. Coca-Cola collectibles, I think I showed you guys before that were super cool. There was a Herbie the Love Bug. I don't know where he went. There's so many cars. Oh, there he is. There's Herbie right there. And I noticed there was a James Bond auto art car as well, the BMW Z3. There's a Nissan 300Z Fair Lady by Kyosho. And in the box, there's a MGB and an Acura NSX or a Honda NSX. All these great McLaren race cars, Porsche race cars, Ferraris. Oh, there's the James Bond car right there. But look at all this stuff. I mean, where do you even begin? It is just miles and miles and miles of limited edition collector cars. High detail collector cars. What do we have in here? Dodge Daytona in its special Mopar National box. Those were exclusives to those events, so a little bit more scarce than your average car. Plus there's some vintage NASCAR, like I said, Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Sr. Ferraris, Cobras. Oh my gosh, look, as I just walk along here, you can just get a sense of how many cars there are. Some are super duper sellable and interesting. That Super Bee would be a quick sale. If I still had my store, pretty much everything that's in this collection would have done well. Even a 190 SL Mercedes and 300 SL Mercedes. E-Type Jags, just the European stuff. Quite literally a little something for everybody in this collection. So all of this stuff, all of these cars that I'm surrounded by are going to be going up for auction. And I'll put the link in the description below. But there are so many things that if you're a collector of these sort of cars, which is a lot of people who do collect, you're going to find something that you definitely don't have in your collection. It took this gentleman decades to put all this together in its current form. And, you know, this is a really great chance for somebody who's into die-cast or collectibles or want to get a gift. A great place to start. So this time you guys at home will be able to bid. Again, it's going to be at Kastner Auctions, kauctions.ca. All these cars will be going up on a major event. We're selling some actual classic cars at the same time. So it ought to be a really good show, a really good auction. And I'm excited to see what all this stuff goes for, because I know independently they're worth a lot. But when you do a big sale like this, it's anybody's guess. It's a big gamble, guys. But stay tuned. We will live stream this auction when it comes up as well, so you guys can see how things are going. But if you want to go and check it out and see what type of vehicles are up for sale, what type of collectibles are up for sale, you can check it out, kauctions.ca, and I'll put the link to this specific auction in there. The other thing I forgot to mention is that for good measure, you know, threw some sport cards in, you got your 1960s Batmobile, some 80s G.I. Joe figures with their accessories, a few little comics. So kind of a mix, big mix. So thanks very much for watching today's video, guys. It was a bunch of work. It took me 4 truckloads to bring everything over here, but we have well over 500 die-cast cars plus other things. So it's going to be a big sale. It's going to be a good sale. There's lots of cool stuff. So make sure to come check out the sale and let's see how it goes. Have a wonderful day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now.